These are vertebral arteries, да? The first branch of subclavian artery, branch of first division, I mean. Why is it called vertebral?
Vertebral transverse foramen.
Transverse foramen of the cervical vertebra. Upwards. And near the base of skull, it, как это сказать, it passes, да, inside the skull through the foramen magnum, the left and the right, and near the posterior border of pons, they are connected in one unpaired artery, which is called basilar artery. Can you see? I will remove it, and there is a groove.
Basilar groove,
Sulcus basilaris. The special pons for this basilar artery. А дальше что происходит? Near the anterior border of pons, it is divided into two terminal branches: posterior cerebral arteries. Вот и вот, да? Posterior cerebral artery. Вот она, видите, да? It passes for supplying of all the surfaces of occipital lobe. Да? Хорошо. А что вот это такое? Posterior communicating artery. It connects internal carotid artery with posterior cerebral artery. Not the cerebellar, cerebral artery. This is intersystemic anastomosis, Dr. Era, which connects system of internal carotid and system of posterior cerebral, or we can say system of vertebral or system of subclavian. Хорошо. So we said that this one is our internal carotid artery. It gives some branches. For example, this branch, which passes into the lateral groove of the brain, sulcus lateralis. How can we call this branch, which passes in the lateral groove? Middle cerebral artery, arteria cerebri media. It passes at the dorsolateral surface of the brain, and here it supplies all the dorsolateral surface except the optic chiasma. And in front of the optic chiasma we can find branch which passes at the medial surface of the hemispheres, and here it supplies all the medial surface except the occipital lobe. How can we call this branch? Anterior cerebral artery. And you can see that the left and the right, they are connected by anterior communicating artery. Here it's short, so we can see that two anterior cerebral arteries are connected. We can see. Дальше. Как бы к тебе подобраться. Видите, что я держу? Маленькая. А, вот еще она есть. Вот она тоже есть. Branch which passes inside the brain. It enters into the inferior horn of lateral ventricle, and it forms the choroid artery. Ну хорошо, basilar artery. Except the posterior cerebral, it gives some branches. Except the posterior cerebral gives some branches more. For example, it gives branch which pass at the superior surface of the cerebellum. Да, это у меня был лаборант, у которого девушка у меня в группе училась. У меня оттуда этот мозг. Только никому не говори. To the superior surface of the cerebellum. How can we call this branch?
Superior
Superior cerebellar artery. It supplies all the superior surface of the
cerebellum.
cerebellum. А еще basilar artery. Superior, да? Again. А еще basilar artery gives the branch for inferior surface of cerebellum, but for the anterior part of it. Anterior, inferior cerebellar artery. А вот это vertebral artery. It gives branch for posterior portion of inferior surface. Posterior cerebellar artery. А вот это it branch which passes at the posterior surface of spinal cord. Видите, что я показывала, что я держу? Which passes at the posterior surface of spinal cord and it passes downwards on the posterior surface of it. How can we call this posterior spinal? Да, arteria spinalis posterior. Да? Is it paired? Yes. Paired. From left and from right side we have it. But vertebral artery, except the posterior, it gives anterior spinal. There is not here. Anterior from left and from right side are connected together and form one unpaired anterior spinal artery. So spinal cord is supplied by two posterior and one anterior spinal arteries. Ясно? Спасибо за внимание.